Stephen Wiltshire is a young man with autism, a lifelong brain disorder that affects every aspect of his life.
He was a very anxious child. He screamed quite a lot and cried quite a lot.
Stephen was locked in an autistic world, unable to speak, but his whole life changed when he discovered drawing.
I draw buildings and places and landscapes and cityscapes.
Stephen's a savant, one of only 100 individuals in the world recognised as having extraordinary talent that emerges from autism.
This is him, this is what he needs to do. It's driven by something deep within him.
Stephen's obsession with buildings and his talent was so unusual that millions tuned in to marvel at his extraordinary skills.
When he is drawing, I think he's just responding to something greater beyond himself.
The child with autism who intrigued us 20 years ago is now a young man. He set himself a seemingly impossible challenge to draw a 4-metre panorama of London entirely from memory.
I love the area view of London, the city of London skyline.
Stephen has only 15 minutes to memorise 7 square miles of the city.
The big panoramic drawings is something I don't think anyone else could do.
And only 5 days to draw the scene onto this canvas, a feat that will push him to his limits. Stephen Wiltshire, an artist with autism, has an extraordinary ability to look at a building and sketch it from memory. Stephen has never drawn Hampton Court Palace before. He has no camera, no pen and paper. Amazingly, all he needs is 10 minutes to memorise the building.
I'm doing drawing Hampton Court Palace. It's a very, very historical, very nice agent, and then sticking back in time.
Stephen's astonishing memory is matched by the speed of his pen. He effortlessly recollects the exact number of palace windows, turrets, and gargoyles.
So this is Hampton Court Palace. It's a scene from the memory I've just drawn.
This picture has taken Stephen less than an hour to complete. His skills as an artist working from memory are unmatched anywhere in the world. He is unique. Today, Stephen's going to attempt to realise his dream.
I've never done a 4-metre panorama of London before. I'm very happy about it. I'm very excited.
This helicopter ride is the first step. A 15-minute flight down the Thames without paper to sketch or make notes. All Stephen has are his eyes to take in London and his memory to hold it. Will this be enough?
I draw it by looking at about 10 or 15 minutes, and it gets into my brain by ear in my head, and then draw it from the memory.
People use the term photographic memory in a lay fashion, but more technically there is something called eidetic memory, where people have a very accurate image of what they've just seen, which lasts beyond the usual few seconds that most of us have it for.
I can see everything by my head, and I know it very, very well. It was excellent fun. I see the St Paul's Cathedral, the London skyline, the Gherkin, Tower 42. I can see Tower Bridge and Canary Wharf.
An hour later, Stephen arrives at City Hall, ready to translate his view of London from his memory to canvas. Amazingly, he believes he can complete the panorama in just 5 days.
So I'm going to do the panorama of London from Tower Bridge to Canary Wharf.
I think he's discovered that a really large canvas sets him a slightly different problem to consider with space. And so I think it's in a way more fun for him to do something new, but still within the domain that he's very good at.
His art has certainly developed a lot in terms of confidence and skill with which he does it. And of course, the big panoramic drawings is something I don't think anyone else could do.
I think it all comes down to Stephen's desire to express himself in a grander way. These big pieces expand him and his identity. It also expands his vision. And the very nature of these very panoramic views would suggest to me that here is someone that has a bigger view of things.
But is it possible for a large-scale drawing of Stephen's favourite city to emerge from these shaky and seemingly random lines?
That's the council flats in that under Tower Hamlet. It's 5 o'clock now. I'm going to pack up.
How do you get so detailed?
The details are very detailed, and I can remember the quite very well. Number of some windows and everything.
How old was you when you started becoming an artist?
About 5 years old. From a long time ago when I was a boy.
Do you like football?
No, I don't like sports at all. Going well. It's getting all well as much as possible. Lots of information, lots of details.
He does enter another world. Absolute stillness is the word I would use to describe Stephen as he becomes the artist. He's just responding to something greater beyond himself.
Really, I have no idea how he can look at the world and then represent it on paper in this brilliant, solid way that he does.
For 4 days, the public marvel at Stephen's panorama drawn from memory. Some even check how accurate his buildings are.
My colleague came across counted 16 across. So we came to see if he actually had 16 windows, and yeah, he does.
Stephen's younger visitors are less concerned with the drawing's details.
Yeah, that's lovely. What's this one, sorry?
This is Tower 42, it's known as a Nels building.
Okay.
Mary has brought this class of 8-year-olds from Stephen's old school to see him at work.
I'm going to touch it.
That's St Mary Axe.
Oh, that's the proper name for it.
The name is known as AKA Gherkin.
I don't know how to express it. Wonderful, beautiful, and he's such a clever boy. Just so lovely to have been part of it. Really is amazing.
When Stephen was 8, he was drawing detailed pictures. These children with autism do not have Stephen's savant ability, but they face the same problems of communication and social interaction that Stephen has successfully learned to overcome.
Bye, little one. Bye, little one. Bye. Bye, Mary.
Stephen has been drawing for over 25 hours. He has used 11 pens and 3 pencils in his quest to complete his panorama, which covers 7 square miles of the capital. But will it stand up to scrutiny? Experts will pass judgment on the panorama that he's drawn from memory.
Hello. Hi, I'm Jason. Hi, Jason. How you doing? Fine, thank you. Good. That's amazing. Yeah.
Jason Hawkes photographs London frequently from the air. often following the same route that Stephen took.
When most people go up over London, even though they live in London, often they get really lost. You know, they can't even tell whether they're on the South Bank or the North Bank. But the fact that he's here, and he's picked up this building here, which they're actually demolishing at the minute, was a building my dad used to work in. We used to be Clump Benson's years ago. The fact he's picked up on that, and he's got it really, you know, I noticed which building it was immediately. It's just incredible.
The photographer has found an amazing accuracy in Stephen's panorama. Now it's the architect's turn to assess it.
He's got this extraordinary way of picking up the kind of the landmarks and then the sub-landmarks and then, you know, the third and fourth level of detail that we might miss, which I think is very, very clever.
But what will the structural engineer responsible for the form of buildings think of the panorama?
What I find fascinating is from this position you're seeing the city in a particular angle and you're seeing Canary Wharf at a different angle, but you can pick out the street plans, and once you look at it you can orientate yourself and start to get your memories of the city into that location. The proportions of the buildings are very accurate in terms of, you know, the St Mary being slightly lower than Tower 42, the Commercial Union building halfway up on St Paul's. So in terms of the heights and the Barbican behind, it all seems completely accurate to me over at Canary Wharf as well. It's quite remarkable.
The experts are astounded by Stephen's panorama, but it's Michael, who's known Stephen since he was born, who takes him out of the detail to see his achievement in the whole.
See London.
Wow. Yeah, that's very extraordinary.
Can you imagine this is exactly how you see it as well?
Yeah.
I had a picture of it in my mind, and now that I've seen it, it's surpassed even my expectations. Is there anything that can surpass it? I don't think so. And I think this is a one of a kind.
Now finished. We're very thrilled, and then when I like the panorama of London, I'll feel happy and be pleased.
He's unique. There's no one else like him doing what he does, and I think that gives him a place in the art spectrum which he fully deserves.
It's very, very difficult to weigh up which is the most important, his skill and ability in art, or his ability to manage himself in life. And I suppose the life skills would be the most important. To look at a young man who was quite crippled by his autism in the very first instance, to see that transformation to a young man who has learned those important life skills and can achieve some measure of independence is very reassuring.
Stephen has come a long way since he was diagnosed with autism 30 years ago. His drawing skills have brought him a long, successful career, and with that has come the social and life skills so unexpected of people with autism. He truly is extraordinary.